Drummond and Cheriogotis achieved their goal of making it to a runoff.
But a local political analyst says neither's performance in the primary was especially strong, and both candidates have a lot of work to do to gain the mayor's seat. In a race with four candidates, Barbara Drummond came out on top with slightly more than a third of the votes.
Not a bad showing, not a great showing.
Local political writer Quinn Hillier says while Drummond was the top vote getter, her total was not overly impressive for the only black candidate in the race in a majority African-American city.
It makes her competitive in the runoff. I think that people overestimate the degree of racial polarization in the voting, but still, I think she's probably a slight underdog.
Similarly, Hillier says while Spiro Cheriogotis advanced to the runoff, his $1 million campaign, more money than his three opponents combined, resulted in only slightly more than a quarter of the votes.
You would have thought maybe he would have won it a little better than that for all the money he spent and with the mayor's endorsement. But he's still not in a bad position at all.
Paul Prine finished a distant third, but Hillier says his campaign may have been the one that most overperformed. Prine had little money and was best known for being fired as Mobile's police chief.
Considering that he didn't have an early organizing advantage, he didn't have a lot of access to money, he ran a strong grassroots campaign and he performed very credibly.
Connie Hudson had been elected 7 times to the City Council or County Commission without a loss. Hillier says her last place finish last night was the result of her base being picked away from 2 different directions.
She was in a squeeze play and she got the worst of it. When Sandy Stimpson endorsed Spiro Cheriogotis, that put Connie Hudson behind the 8 ball from the very start. And then when Prine got in, the people that were not for Sandy Stimpson had somewhere else to go.
Connie Hudson remains on the Mobile County Commission through 2028.